For decades, 3D design has been kind of chained to the desktop, held back by clunky files and workflows that just don't play well together. But what if your design software could finally move to the cloud and become actually intelligent? Well, that's the big promise of CrownCAD. And today, we're going to dig into how it's completely changing the game for engineers and designers. Let's jump in.
So, here's how we're going to break it all down. First, we'll talk about the headaches of old-school CAD that everyone knows and hates. Then, we'll see how CrownCAD's cloud-first approach tackles those problems head-on. After that, we'll get into the really exciting stuff, the huge intelligence leap in their 2026 version. We'll walk through what a modern design flow looks like with these new tools. And finally, we'll wrap it all up with why this whole revolution is such a massive deal for the industry.
All right, let's start with a problem that I'm sure hits close to home for a lot of you. Traditional CAD software, it's all file-based, right? And that means it's often slow, it locks data away in these little silos, and trying to collaborate with your team can be a total nightmare. This is the exact bottleneck CrownCAD was built to shatter. The difference really comes down to how your data is handled. In the old world of desktop CAD, you're juggling local files. One person works, then they send it to the next person. It's sequential. Data gets copied and pasted all over the place, and collaboration means emailing giant files back and forth. But a true cloud-native approach is totally different. It's project-based. Everything lives in one central spot, which means you can have a single source of truth, designers can work in parallel, and teamwork is just seamless.
And that brings us to CrownCAD's first major answer to all this. Their 2025 version really laid the foundation, specifically designed to attack those core problems of traditional CAD by building a complete cloud-first platform right from scratch.
Now, at the core of this whole thing is a concept called top-down design. The best way to think about it is like building a house. You wouldn't just build a bunch of random rooms and then hope they all fit together, right? No, you start with a master blueprint. That's what top-down design does. You map out the entire product architecture first, making sure every single little part is designed to fit perfectly within the final assembly. It's just a much smarter, more logical way to build things. And what's cool is that even this foundational version of CrownCAD gave you the whole package from start to finish. You could dream up an idea, model all the parts with these really slick, context-sensitive tools, jump into a live review with a teammate on the other side of the planet, and then spit out the manufacturing-ready drawings, all inside one single cloud-based home.
But, just being on the cloud was only the first step. The 2026 version, this is where things get really interesting. This is a massive leap forward, moving from just being connected to the cloud to being truly intelligent on the cloud.
And the philosophy here is a really big deal. It's not just about 3D modeling anymore. CrownCAD 2026 completely reimagines the whole process. Instead of a messy folder of disconnected files, you work with these complete, intelligent project units that hold everything: your parts, your drawings, PDFs, even videos.
And to make that happen, they rolled out some absolute game changers. We're talking AI-assisted modeling, which is incredible. Version and branch control, which is a lot like what software devs use, so you can experiment safely. Custom libraries for parts you use all the time, and just way, way smarter data management. This is where the platform really starts to feel like a partner, not just a tool.
Okay, so that's a great list of features, but what does it actually mean when you're in the thick of it trying to get a design done? Well, in this next section, we're going to see exactly how these intelligent tools come together in a real, practical workflow. All right, so what does this actually look like in action? Let's pretend for a minute that we're an engineer, and we've got to design a brand new part from scratch, something the source material calls a mobile platform base. This quote really nails the whole idea behind this intelligence leap. The system isn't just sitting there waiting for you to tell it what to do anymore. It's actively trying to predict your next move to save you clicks and make your workflow just flow. So here's how it plays out. You start by sketching an outline with a quick right-click tool, super fast. Then, boom, one click, and that 2D sketch becomes a 3D model. But here's where the magic happens. You click on a flat surface, and the AI basically goes, hey, you probably want to add some holes here. And it automatically suggests the hole wizard command, no digging through menus. Then you can add some reinforcing ribs and use a quick selection tool to add fillets to all the sharp edges in one go. The whole process is just so fluid and intuitive. Okay, but here's the situation every designer runs into. You've got a design that works. It's solid, but you have a new idea, maybe a better way to reinforce it. How do you try that out without completely messing up the file you know is good? This is where that version and branch feature is an absolute lifesaver. You can create an experimental branch of your design. It's basically a perfect copy that lives in a safe little sandbox.
You can go wild, test that new rib structure, and if it doesn't work out, no big deal. The main, official design stays completely safe and untouched. It's freedom to innovate without the fear.
And of course, design is almost never a one-person show. But getting a team to work together on a complex project can get chaotic fast. CrownCAD built its collaboration tools to bring some sanity to that chaos.
The most important words here are control and transparency. You can share a project with anyone and decide exactly what they can do. View only, leave comments, or have full editing power. And you can take that access away in a second. You can literally see little icons of who else is in the document with you, and you can even follow their screen in real time to see what they're looking at. Plus, and this is huge, every single action, every click is logged with who did it and when. And all of that leads to this beautiful, beautiful thing, real-time sync. Because everyone is working on the one central model, there is no more confusion, no more multiple versions of the same file. You can finally say goodbye to that file named final_v3_actually final_I swear.dwg. We've all been there.
Okay, so we've looked at all the cool features in the slick workflow, but let's zoom out. Why does any of this really matter? What's the actual, tangible impact on how companies design and build products?
This table really sums it up perfectly. For the designers in the trenches, it means you can iterate way faster with less tedious rework. For the managers, that speed translates to a shorter time to market and this incredible oversight of the entire project's history. And for the folks on the manufacturing floor, it means fewer communication errors and more accurate drawings to work from. The benefits just ripple all the way through the entire life cycle of a product.
So, at the end of the day, this is so much more than just a software update. It's a fundamental shift in how we think about design. By moving away from lonely, isolated files and into an intelligent, connected project environment, we're giving designers a fundamentally smarter way to create and innovate.
So I'll leave you with this question to think about. If your tools weren't just passive instruments, but were intelligent partners that could actually anticipate your needs and predict your next move, how would that really, truly change the way you create?
It's a pretty powerful thought, isn't it? If you're curious and you want to see more of this in action for yourself, you can explore a lot more on their website.